Hi guys, welcome to the end of week 8. I've just finished my long run and as you can probably tell I'm a little bit out of breath. I forgot to bring my selfie stick, so I'm kind of recording this holding it up with my arm, so you might have to put up with my sweaty ugly mug a little bit closer to the camera than feels comfortable, but hey, I'm sure you've seen worse. So yeah, week 8. It's gone really well. I must admit, when I started this 8 weeks ago, call me jaded. Maybe I'm a little bit jaded. Maybe I'm a bit just realistic. I don't know. But starting this after a 6-year break from doing half marathons and, you know, passing that kind of half-century threshold in my age, I was really expecting some kind of I don't know, challenge with my health over the 10-week training program, because pretty much that has been my experience over the last, I don't know, 5 years or so of running. Really, you know, I've done a lot of time training and then something's happened that's kind of derailed me. So I suppose isn't this gorgeous? I suppose it's natural that I'd think in that kind of way and be half expecting that. And I think psychologically, in a way, you're your own worst enemy, because when you start becoming very conscious of risk, which I have become, it almost stops you going out and trying stuff. And that is, I believe, the worst thing you can do. You should keep going out and pushing it. And yeah, you know, sometimes those fears will come true. You will get injuries and you will get setbacks, but don't let it stop you trying stuff. Don't let it stop you enjoying what you set out to do, you know. And I think a lot of the enjoyment, I can't speak for the actual half marathon itself because I've not actually done it yet. Of course, it's 2 weeks time, but I think a lot of the enjoyment comes out of the journey, out of the struggle, and out of overcoming those struggles during that time. And I think this week, week 8, I kind of hit I think I broke through a kind of psychological barrier in some ways, because I've just done a long run, which has been my longest run to date, which was just over 18 kilometers, and I could have probably done a little bit more, but I don't want to kind of push myself too much and tire myself out at this point. Can you hear the train? I don't think you can see it from here. Oh, you can actually. Hang on a sec. I'll just show you the train spotters. There you go. That's the train to Sheffield. I sometimes catch that. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, I broke through a bit of a barrier. So, and I think my confidence has grown quite a lot with the incremental improvements that I've made. So like saying now on my long run, I think I could have gone a bit further, but I didn't. I deliberately didn't, because I want to build up slowly. Because I think when you build up slowly, that arm's aching, I'm gonna have to swap to this now. When you build up slowly, your improvements are more sustainable. If you try, swap back to that one. If you try and go too far too quickly, I think that's where you become unstuck. So I've had to try and use a very measured approach and be sensible and practical about my training, which perhaps, you know, when I was younger, I wouldn't have taken that approach. I would have kind of gone a bit more hell for leather with it. And, you know, I think that partly comes with being young. You know, you're feeling vulnerable, you feel like you can do anything, and you push yourself. You don't think about risk so much because you recover quickly, so you don't need to. So yeah, I think having that consistent approach and building up gradually, and it has been gradual, has really kind of helped with my confidence. And I think that yeah, I really believe that I can do it now. I can do it reasonably well. And I did a tempo run down this same canal this week, 10k, and I really went for it on that one. I really pushed myself, and yeah, I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it, but I actually got one of the times that I was getting, I was doing like 5 minutes a kilometre pace, and that was the kind of pace that I was doing 5 years ago. And I looked at that and I thought, wow, I did not expect to get that speed back again. So it felt really good. I was knackered after it, don't get me wrong. And the next day, it's normally the next day when it hits you, I was hobbling about like a octogenarian, but I did it, and it just gave me that power of belief that I can do it. It was really, really nice. It felt great. You got all the kind of endorphin rush and everything else from running, that feel good factor. So yeah, I'm really somebody behind me now, can you see him? I'm really chuffed with how week 8's gone, and I feel like I'm at the penultimate week in many ways, because next week, yep, it's going to step up and get a little bit harder again, but the final week, of course, is tapering, so I'll be taking it really steady in that final week, because I don't want to risk any injuries or accidents or anything like that. And then it's the big race. So there's only 2 videos left. So next week will be week 9, and then I'll do a video after the actual race and let you know how it's gone and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much for following, for those that have been supporting me over the last 8 weeks. I really do appreciate it, and honestly, don't underestimate those little comments or bits of support that just, they really do help. So I do appreciate it. And yeah, I was watching a couple of other videos on YouTube about other people that have done Sheffield Half Marathon, and talking about how the first half is pretty much all uphill, the second half is downhill. It is, because I mean, when I did it 6 years ago, it's the same route, so I'm kind of steeling myself for that big uphill push. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, I will catch you next week for week 9's update. See you later, guys, and happy running.